Microphone check 1 2. Good evening, everybody. How's it going? Biff back with you again tonight. Going to be doing some more Football Manager. Got to open up my Steam for that. Haven't done that yet. Hope everyone's doing well. And I took a day off last night. I took a night off yesterday. Just to relax a little bit, and I've been streaming. I think like 3 weeks in a row, 3.5 weeks in a row, 3 4 hours a night. I gotta get caught up with my sleep at some point because I'm gonna be taking my daughter to school, getting up at 6 in the morning to do that in a few weeks, and I just need to kind of get back in that rhythm. So then I'll be streaming during the day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, possibly at night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, but then I might not be streaming at all on Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday night, I might be able to stream. So actually, no, Tuesday night, no, because my daughter's got school. And Monday night, no, because my daughter has school on Tuesday. Sunday night, no. So it would be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I might stream occasionally at night if I can get on here at like 8 o'clock and get off at 10 o'clock. In fact, I'm going to do that. I've got a timer set on my phone for tonight for 11:30. So 11:30 my time, the stream's going to end so I can get some sleep. Yeah, just doing a little bit of let's see. Just checking, is there any deal real quick? All the American Truck and Euro Truck are on sale. Like I said, I think eventually I'll buy those and play those. Maybe at Christmas time, maybe I'll get a steering wheel and pedals and do some winter driving. Pretty much the same thing as before, just a little bit higher prices because the Steam summer sale's over. So I guess I'll be waiting till like November, December for some of this. So let's see. And then we can look also, if you want to, we can look at Steam, non-sale Steam. Broken Arrow, too much profanity, probably same in that. Out of the Park Baseball, I own the 2025 version, which I got at the Christmas sale last year on Steam. It was $10. So, and then of course RimWorld has they have a new DLC out. Looks like new maps, new challenges, overwhelmingly positive. I guess with RimWorld, I didn't like, well, what happened was one of my first games of RimWorld, I had a guy and two ladies, and the ladies were jealous of each other, vying over the guy's attentions, I guess. And one of them started shooting at the other one. And I'm like, no, it's just too much. It will, sure, it's a storytelling game, but it'll just end your save, just end your save, and so what I did is, what I had to do is I had to take all their weapons away from them, lock them in a room until they actually needed them, and then I could tell them to go equip the weapon. See, I like more like medieval medieval empire. Is that it? Let me try to find it. Well, we'll go through this. But I like in Oxygen Not Included. There's plenty of randomness with the characters and everything, but at least as far as I've seen, they're not bloodthirsty. And the same in going medieval, going medieval. There's plenty of randomness in the characters and their personalities and stuff, but they're not like bloodthirsty towards each other. You know, it's just it was just too much. I'm like, no, this is just not. I don't want to have to go through this like every other save or something like that. Bricadia. Bricadia is a next generation brick building sandbox that gives you the tools to create and play your way. Build massive worlds, invent cool contraptions, and play in them however you like, all with your friends. Bricadia, huh? Kind of looks like another game that I've seen going around. And yeah, I don't know if there'd be kind of like a copyright thing on this. Definitely stealing ideas. Definitely stealing ideas. It's kind of cool though. You can build circuit boards and stuff. That'd be interesting. I'll follow it. Block Factory. Here's another one. Bricadia Block Fact. No, Block Bricadia Block. Block Factory is a relaxing, creative building game where you craft delightful 3D figurines from blocks. Shape your designs and build flowing production lines in a peaceful factory world. I'll follow that one too. Crisis in the Kremlin, the Cold War. Crisis in the Kremlin is a global, real time political strategy about the socialist world in its final decade. Really? You think the socialist world is gone? Or is its final decade this decade? I think the socialist world is still around. Shape the fate of the world as you manage economy, foreign relations, and domestic policy. Engage with countries across the globe, using diplomacy or even proxy wars to expand your reach. I wonder if it's in English. Be interesting because there was an Avalon Hill game called um, there was an Avalon Hill game called Kremlin, called Kremlin, the board game. And yeah, you basically played and you controlled like meter uh, leaders in the Politburo, stuff like that. And and I played it one time at a convention, a game convention, I think. Um, I don't remember a lot of it. I still have the game, but I don't remember a lot of it. But yeah, there was a game kind of like this. It's for, but the Kremlin game, I think, dealt with control of the Politburo, how you could control the Politburo and members of the Politburo for your faction type of thing. So loot, build, plunder, send the radio signal for freedom. Stridon. Oh, Santa's sleigh. Shoot, sandbox looter shooter survival game. Yeah, I'm gonna ignore that because I don't do those kind of games. So nice Sylphid Breeze. Sylphid. Yeah, I'm gonna ignore that one. Aurora Defense, a unique roguelike deck builder and base building tower defense game. Build powerful defenses in the last bastion of light. Death Ring Second Impact is a turn-based roguelite strategy game. Griffin Squad, you must lead your mechas and pilots to resist the threat of mutilated monsters and approach the series. Yeah, ignore that one too. Dragon Conqueror. Yeah, I can just tell by the visuals there that I'm not gonna buy that one. Path to Liberation is Mauling Philistine Buddhist philosophy. No, not into Buddhism. I did sit in the lotus position a little bit when I was a teenager, though, searching for enlightenment. Didn't find it there. Maze Mice is a bullet heaven roguelike. No, don't do bullet heavens. Dog Walk. Explore a handcrafted winter forest as a big, adorable dog and with a little kid in tow. A short, free, open source project brought to you by Blender Studio. Interesting. Yeah, maybe I'll look at that one. Finish the queue. Nope, I didn't have my full screen on. I'm sorry. I didn't have my screen on. I'm sorry. But I am going to bring up Football Manager. So I do have an invitation from Twitch to stream in 1440. A friend of mine messaged me and told me if you're going to stream in 1440 to I don't know if there's a way I can search. Well, these are all my notifications. I thought my friend told me if I have a 1440 monitor, ask him at some point. He said something about if you have a 1440 monitor that you don't, I forget. I'll have to ask him. Okay, so a couple things. First of all, oh, I was going to look at something in Steam. Oxygen not included. No, going medieval. It's not medieval dynasty or medieval empires. Going medieval. It just seems to me that the characters, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could maybe RimWorld's more realistic where people are like cracking, on they've landed on this crash landed on this planet or something. But you think that people that crash landed on an asteroid would also be a little bit unbalanced, like in oxygen not included, but they're not. I mean, they do some kind of crazy thing stuff? Like flatulence is a problem sometimes for people. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to chat. Hey, Blessed. Hey, Veggie. Um, so here is what I have realized. This is what I need to do. Party Breaker Zero, welcome to the channel. Thank you for following. Here's what I have decided that I need to do. You can see how my familiarity with the basic 433 wing play, you can see how it's the highest familiarity that I have. Well, I've been messing around too much with tweaking this, I think. I just need to I need to set something, let the players learn it, and then just use it instead of trying to tweak it like every week. And then every week they're learning a new thing or doing something different. So now with the club vision, they want me to make the most of set pieces and they want me to play high tempo pressing soccer. So what I need to do in here is I need to go here. I need to go play for set pieces. It's higher tempo. It's not high tempo. So we'll try this for now. Pressing. So they want me to press. So now all of this is the standard. So if we just go back here real quick, go to the preset again. So all of this is standard for that preset. All of it's standard. So they want me to play for set pieces. They want me to play high tempo. So we'll start with slightly higher tempo. Then we're going to go to counter press because they want me to play pressing football. Now my goalkeeper, okay, reflex is 11, throwing 9. And then Halstead's throwing is 9. Corners, crossing, dribbling, finishing, first touch, free kick taking, heading, long shots, long throws, marking, passing, penalty. Oh, that's Krask. What am I doing on Krask? Handling, kicking, throwing. Yeah, I think then we can do so they want me to make the most of set pieces. I want to work the ball into the box. I want to do a little bit shorter passing style. I just don't want them lumping it down the field every single time we get the ball. I think take short kicks. Go back up here and reset it. I want to do play for set pieces. Let's change the first two. Counter press. Okay, now from there, we're going to trigger the press because that's what they want. That's what the club vision is. Play high tempo pressing soccer. And then what does the club vision? Oh, supporters, that's right. Same thing. Be competitive. Reach the playoffs. So that's basically where they want me to start. I'm going to work the ball into the box. I do want to overlap though, because that is kind of the whole thing with having quick wingbacks. You know, he's got acceleration, pace, natural fitness, stamina. My other wingback, Martin, he's got not as much acceleration, but he's got pace and stamina and fitness. So Sinclair, he is out on Marshall's going to come in here. He's going to play over here. Yeah, so I want to set this and forget this. I just want these guys to learn this thing. And maybe, I think what this means, if neither one of these is checked, it means that it's kind of like in the middle. Just dribble normally, run at defense normally. Kind of like in between, be more expressive and be more disciplined. That's what this is. So I kind of want to do that based on yeah, I can see if you have my Dawes over here. Dawes has acceleration, pace, fitness. Collins, acceleration, pace, fitness, stamina. I might narrow down the field a little bit since I want them to be working the ball into the box. That way they don't have so far to run to get the ball in the box. He is injured still? Okay. Um, so that's kind of what I wanted to do first is to set this. We'll keep an eye on this to see if passing into space is going to be working out. If I can maintain a certain level of possession. I'll take short kicks out. And then out of possession, prevent this. Let's see if I can do CWP. Have some wing play, board expectations. Oh, I also want to do this. I want it to be positive. So I think I have a game coming up. No. Oh, this is the one where I have that time off. Well, not that much time. Yeah, I have, what, 12? No, I have 4 days. No, where am I? Right here. I have 11 days. So I wonder if I should arrange a friendly 11 days off. Because if I don't, my guys are they're gonna be losing sharpness like crazy. It's gonna be tight trying to arrange a friendly now. Like maybe here. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Small reputation teams. So Brentford. And where is Brentford? Let's say we got ads in progress. They're in the Premier League. Burnley. They're in the Premier League. So Taunton, Truro, I think are probably in our division. Nope. So they would probably be in a lower league. Truro. Yeah, they are in a lower league. I wonder if this has to go through the. I wonder if this has to go through the. Yeah, I could do Tiverton, right? It's an affiliated club. It would help them out. So about 6 days, and then 5 days after that, we have the Hayes and Red Yetting. So I just keep my guys. I keep them match ready. So I'll have all the guys that aren't match ready playing in that game. So I don't know if the hey Scuba, I don't know if the hey Veggie Southern Prepared South. I guess you can Google it. Yeah, I guess the commercials are over. The ads are over. I don't know. I don't understand how that thing works. They just pop up, and I'm like, oh, the ads already started like 30 seconds ago. Weird. So where is Rutledge? I got to try to keep my guys' morale up, even though I don't know how morale works because he's happy in training, satisfied with treatment, happy with the club, satisfied with management, happy with his playing time, but his morale is only okay. Sure. So Rutledge is an advanced forward, and that's his best position there, which just happens to be the best position for this. I think I want him to be an advanced playmaker. I got three attackers. One, two, four attackers. 1, 2, 3 on support, and 4 defending. And we'll see how that works. And then what was there? There was another thing too. I forget. There was trying to get a tactic set up and just set it and forget it and leave it alone and quit messing with it. And then there was something else too. I know my scouting though. I'm gonna turn this off because my scouts are like burning up payroll money or other money, and the board's going to get mad at me eventually. Oh, the other thing is, the other night when I was losing, I'm just like, it's the game. You see, you watch streamers playing, like Lelujo, you played the game 25 years, still loses matches. You still sit him there shaking his head like, what is going on with this game? One of his, he has a couple favorite sayings. And so right now, the one that I'm watching is the 2023 version, FM23. And he says uh, frequently, he says things like, they fixed the goalkeepers, kind of mocking the game. And then also mocking the game, he'll say, the best FM ever. Like, that's how Sports Interactive bills it, advertises it, the best FM ever. He kind of mockingly says, yeah, the best FM ever. Hey, Full Metal, what's going on, man? How's it going? Welcome in. Thanks for coming in. Okay. We lost the match, but we're around as good as our opponent in creating good opportunities. Yeah, our XG was actually bigger than theirs, but we lost 5-3. And some of that could have been me messing around and sorry guys, I do have my auto mod or whatever kind of set to a higher standard. So um we completed a decent number of passes. 365. How many did they complete? 287. We completed 80 more passes than they did. None of our 7-shot attempts from outside the penalty area. Yeah. That's why I don't have shoot on sight on. It's off. Yeah, we had stronger momentum throughout the game. But we lost 5-3. That's what happens. Today is Wednesday. We got this going on. Tomorrow they're resting. And then attack patient, attack direct. Do we have a bonding in here this week? No, we do not. So let's get bonding. Oh, do we have one in here this week? Oh, yeah, right there. Okay. We are going to do recovery. We're going to do match review. Don't need to do a recovery here. So here, let's go with goalkeeping. Do I have any goalkeeping ones in here? They can always just rest right there, but we don't need to do a recovery here. Let's see. Let's do a goalkeeping one, because I haven't seen any goalkeepings at all. And we let in 5 goals the last game. I don't need to do a match practice here either. Got a game coming up in 6 days. So let's change this to it's okay if this went out last night and a good time it was. I did that. Cool. Let's see. Recovery match review. Recovery match review. I do want to put something in here. What's the community outreach one? Conditions slightly reduced. Team cohesion slightly increased. Let's do one of those. Let's do a we'll do the attacking overlap there. Don't need to do a recovery. Let's do a rest there. Do a rest there. Well, we already had one this week. So maybe we could do I like the idea of doing attack patient, attack direct. They seem to be pretty related to each other. We do the community outreach over here, and then rest, and then get together for the match focus, and then do the match. Mike's training. That's a training schedule. And then what about here after this? Goalkeeping, rest, travel. Kind of a busy week here. Not a lot of rest. I think we'll just do these as rest, even though I do need to it's just a friendly, but you know what? I'm not going to do. What I got to try to do is this was goalkeeping, right? What is today? Today is Wednesday. So I don't think I want to have this whole day off. I just want to have my starters rest, basically. How about some more goalkeeping? Handling. Oh, that's the other thing that I learned, I think, today is that if you have, say you have somebody on your bench that's like 2.5 stars and they have like 4.5 star potential, you need to bring them into the game for at least 20 minutes for them to learn and progress, however small it might be, progress in their training and in their progression to that 4.5 stars. It has to be at least 20 minutes. That's something I learned today watching Lelujo. I heard him make that comment. Got to get him in for 20 minutes. So that's also something I haven't been doing. It'd be nice if you could set just like a timer in the game. I mean, you always see the coaches on the sidelines looking at their watches. You know, you could set a timer and it just pauses the game, for the time that you have set, the game time that you have set. What's the other thing we're working on? Set pieces, set piece routines. It's just, I just feel like, well, if the board tells us that's what they want us to do is focus on set pieces, they also want us to focus on high tempo football, then that's the stuff we need to be training, during the week. I wonder if there's a high tempo, be like physical endurance. Seems like you could do that instead of the physical, but it does work on acceleration, agility, balance, jumping reach. So those are good things to work on. I'll just leave that there. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus, I'm going to give the starters time off. Right. Yeah, I heard that stars are only based on the league that you're in. So, like, if you go up one league, like you go from Vanarama National South to Vanarama National, then it's not going to be, your players aren't going to be as good because you're going up a league. Okay, let's do that. Got a friendly. Let's even get to the friendly. I've attached a summary of the report compiled by Chris England on Tiverton as requested. Great information. Thank you. Jake Hall, do you have, so this is like the third time, Gary, that you've sent in me a third or fourth time that you sent me this agreement that you're working out. Have you done any scouting yet? No. No, haven't. Oh yeah, that's true. It does tell you that he's a good player for Vanarama North, South, etc. Oh, must respond. Let's delay and see if we ever get a scouting report on Jake Hull. Been waiting for like it's the third or fourth time. Goalkeeper Ted Cannons again suffered a tight thigh during a Prince session in training today. He will be out for 1 to 2 days. Well, that's too bad because that just means did he miss? Maybe he got that practice, but he got injured in that skirmish. He's injured. Jewel is let's put Jewel in there. Make available for 90 minutes. Compile match reports. Torquay United players involved in recent international matches. 7.4. Duru is only a 6.2. Right. And unfortunately, when you're playing in the sixth level, you're not going to get great scouts. You know, you're just not going to get great scouts. McGavin's been training well. I'm encouraged to hear that. Asa Hall, not so much. Asa, we've talked about this before. Keep working on it, buddy. So let's see dynamics. Why? Oh, is the club atmosphere poor because we lost? There is some discontent evident in the locker room, and some of the players could become more agitated over any perceived grievances they hold. There are currently no player issues within the team. I don't get it. There are no players at the club that we would consider to be very happy. Oh, is that why? Because they're not very happy. Yeah, part of the fun. Yeah, it's true. It's a storytelling game, and it's just if you like watching soccer, this is a great game to have because you got a lot of soccer games that you can watch. So I don't know why. I wish it would tell you why their morale is what it is. Show me the pluses and the minuses that's affecting their morale. Because training, they're happy. They're satisfied with treatment. They're happy with the club, satisfied with the management, happy with playing time, but they're only slightly happy and their morale is fairly okay. Why? See, this is one thing I don't. Sometimes game mechanics can be so opaque. You can It's like looking through, it's like looking through a stained glass window and trying to get a picture of what's going on outside or inside a church or something. You can't because the window is stained, you know, dark red or something or brown or green or whatever, and you can't see. That's that's how I feel like the mechanics are in this game. And you have to play the game for 25 years to understand how the mechanics work. I don't got 25 years. to play the game. $6.3. We beat Reading 3-0. Did Jules Zoda has 7.4. Right. Yeah, we sold our best player because he wanted too much money. He wanted basically 25% of our payroll. I said, I can't do it. So we left. And we sold another player because again, he wanted our payroll's like 20,000 a week and he wanted like $2,000 a week. Like can't do it. And he left. So he was kind of an influential player too, but he has not signed yet with a new club. So basically he's been out of work since the beginning of the season. I've thought about going back to him and saying, hey, you want to play this year? We're down to 11th. He wants me to play a low block. 7 of the 12 goals we conceded have been scored from positions close to the penalty spot. Well, I'm sure this is probably pretty common for the rest of the 80 to 100 teams that are in the English football pyramid. So what if I can play these guys and they won't be if I could play these guys and they won't be without them becoming complacent? So these guys can't play. They just had a game. Okay, I want all these guys on the bench because that way Starkey's not going to play. You put Hall on the bench. Wooley's not going to play. So Can is not injured then. McGavin, Collins. You've only used mid-block counter or gegenpress low block. For me, it's suicide. They just long shot and build more pressure on you. Yeah, I know. They, instead of like intercepting them at a mid block, you're going all the way into your own half and setting up your defensive line there. To me, that's like that's like a park the bus type of block that you're going to use. Tully, Zola. So now from here, Stobbs, you can come in there. Okay. Who is light down here? Krask is medium, so I don't want him to play. Starkey's heavy. Where is Booth can play over here. Brooks can come in over here. Scott, deep lying playmaker. So let's see, I'll probably just take some people off at halftime. For right now, I think that's okay. Not going to play these guys. So Scott, who's going to come in for Scott? Bailey Dahl, wing back left, 20 years old, 2.5 stars. Potential ability, Reasonable knowledge. Useful signing for the future. Jordan Slew, free agent. He's 32 though. Tyler Frost. I think we offered him a trial. I think he turned it down. Hayden Barlow. Jordan Williams. Ricky Corboa. So I wanted to see loans, free loans. I'm still here, by the way. I'm just, oh man, I'm always looking for people. Always looking for somebody to come in and help the club. Okay, cool. He wants to find out about joining the club too. All three of them do. Nice. Okay. Probably going to want a lot of money. Can I play them in a friendly? I don't think I can. He is what? He is a center back. He can also play defensive midfield. Star player who could still improve. See, recovery match review, recovery match review, recovery match review. Recovery match review. Staff meeting. Send it to my inbox. Got a game. Torquay under 18s win FA Cup, Youth Cup third qualifying round. 5-2 win. .5 with a goal. You want to come in on a trial? Let's see. What were they? Mental, aggression, anticipation, decisions, determination, positioning. He's got some work to do. You can come in if you want to. Do a trial. Do. They rejected the offer. He has not rejected the offer. See if we can get him in on. Get him in on. See if we can get him in on a loan, free loan. Let's go to us. Slough versus Maidstone Torquay. Slough is 17th in our league. So, of course, we have another match rearranged. Would have been nice to get a big club. I've rearranged the training schedule again. Let's see. Let's go to training. What's the match prep? Match tactics. See, the 29th, we have a match. Oh, wait. November 3rd. We have a match. We have match practice here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 2. Now, see, I'm going to change this match practice to... And then we can change this to something else. Because I wouldn't mind a week in between. Just for my guys to rest. So this day can just be attacking patient, attacking direct, and this can be defending. Oh, because I have my assistant coach. I thought I was going to be coaching this. I had my assistant coach set up to do friendlies. So I had a good game. good XG. We had 11 shots, 3 on target. We scored all 3 on target. I mean, it was a friendly, so it was never going to be too intense. I wish you could drag this over. Or if you clicked on it, it would highlight that line. Oh, boy. Okay, so how does that... Okay, pretty much all my guys maintained. Staub's never got in the game. Great. He's one of the guys that I wanted to get his sharpness up. But Hayes and Yetting comes up in 5 days. Oh, where's all my where's all my squad? Okay, I don't get this. Filtered. Do we have injuries? Oh yeah. All 3. Oh no. All 3. All 3 guys that I have on trial got injured. So do I just treat them or do I just send them home at the end of their or do I just send them home at the end of their... So now they're on heavy. So hopefully we have a game dropping off here. Okay, Stubbs, De Silva, Krask, Barnes maybe leave in there, and Booth. So he was telling me yesterday, um, 2 defenders, 1 midfielder, two defenders, 1 midfielder, 2 attackers, I think. Stops De Silva, Krask. Booth can play over there. Yeah. Rowe and Martin were named in the Vanarama National League South. Well, I don't know if Austin Booth needs to do crossing. Have impressed going forward against 4-4-2, creating an average of 5 clear-cut chances per 90 minutes. Jack Adams is a good option in goal. Create very poor chances from set pieces. Questionable work ethic about some of the players in the team. We are in 11th. We have 2 games in hand on some and 3 games in hand on others. On 21 points. We're playing the last place team. Good. He got his rating up. I think his last rating in the international was like 6.5. He got a twisted knee. He's going to be out for 2 to 4 days. Just in time to miss the next game. Hey, it looks like I'm back. Okay. Bid rejected. Rushall. Let's see. The English FA Cup fourth qualifying round has seen a number of clubs knocked out by lower league opposition, with the biggest surprise coming at Dales Lane as Minnows Rushall Olympic claimed a famous win against leaderless Oldham Athletic. Dulwich Hamlet also advanced to the first round as they stunned Minnows Woking at Kingfield Stadium. Elsewhere, there were wins for Slough Town, South Shields, Darlington, and Tunbridge Angels. Pre-match report. High scoring, leaky defense. Low scoring, leaky defense. Quiet defense, leaky defense. That's because we let in 5 goals our last game. That's why that's like that. Busy and leaky. Yep, they were the more dominant side. Leaky defense, busy defense. We're over here. Leaky defense, quiet defense. Because we let in 5 goals. Low block. Higher defensive line. Well, our defensive line is where it is based on the tactic that we're playing. So that's where our defensive line is. You want to play a higher defensive line and a lower block. We conceded 1 of 10 shots attempted from outside the penalty area. That's 10%. Reese Hall, huh? Being scouted by Gary Johnson. Sure, sure he is. Sure he is. Yeah, but we don't know any of his about getting an offer or how about getting him in as a trialist? Couldn't have done that. Two forwards, one midfielder, two defense. We can't afford to pay him $775 a week. Gosh, such a mess. Barlow trial come to an end. These guys coming to an end. Collins, Rutledge can. They can all play. Collins can play. Collins, Rutledge can. So I'd like Collins to be able to play here. Stobbs can come in for De Silva. Oh, look, I almost got it right. Concerned. Doesn't agree with today's roster. I hope that doesn't affect your performance. I will have to bench you. Complacent. Gosh, man. Bad attitudes. Okay, let's look at opposition. Okay, his foot is his right foot. So we're going to try to show him on his left foot. Let's see, he is what? Most assists. He prefers his right foot. Put him on his left foot. We're also going to trigger a press on him. He's the top goal scorer. And he is right foot. So we're going to put him on his left foot. And we're going to mark him. And we're going to mark him. And then the wing backs, he is left-footed. Show him onto his right foot. And then he is right-footed, so we're going to show him onto his left foot. He is right-footed. We're going to show him onto his left foot. Okay. And then their striker is 6'1". Not much jumping reach, though. Attacking midfielder 5'10", 5'9". So I think we're going to trap him outside. One shot. Two shots, none on target. Let's go attacking early. There he is. He's offside. He looked like he was way offside. Over the top. Should have been a goal. I agree. Okay, remember, guys, this team is bottom of the table. Nice shot, Collins. Nice cross by Dawes. Last game, Collins had a bicycle kick goal. We lost 5-3. His was the last goal of the game. Bicycle kick. Bad giveaway. Nice intercept. Overlapping. Oh. I want to see what happened down here near the goal. So the ball's just sitting there. And then who is this? Is this Rutledge? Yeah. The ball's just sitting there and it looks like it's free. He almost gets it. I think Rutledge needs help. Dawes gets a header. 5th goal of the season for Dawes. Very nice. Hey, what's going on? I'm sorry, I didn't see the raid. What's up? Hey everybody. Welcome in. Hello, sir from Brazil. What are you thinking about the final of the World Club of Clubs? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm a Chelsea fan, but I don't give them much chance against PSG. I mean, PSG is just it's I listen to the Football Weekly podcast on The Guardian. It's an English newspaper, but they also do podcast content, stuff like that. So they have a podcast called Football Weekly. And there was a gal on there making the point that she's making the point. Hey, thanks for following, Jimmy. Appreciate it. So she made the point that PSG won the Champions League this year. So they've already proved they are the best club in the world. And so now they're going to probably beat Chelsea and show again what? They're the best club in the world. So, yeah, so, I mean, João Pedro had a good game. You know, you never know. Maresca says that he has a secret that he something along the lines that he has a secret that he's going to spring on PSG. But PSG is just so good. I mean, they're just so good. The guy's name Gonzalo Ramos. I've always liked him. I think I first saw him play for Spain in the Euros a couple of years ago. I think it was. I don't know if he's Euros, if he's Spanish or Portuguese, but yeah, and Varachkelia, he's been good. But I've been following him like the last 4 or 5 years. Just what he's been able to do, and Due is tremendous. Yeah, they just have a tremendous team. And they play as a team. That's the main thing. They're not selfish. They play as a team. But, you know, anything can happen. I think maybe now Maresca's kind of settling in on his best 11 now that he's got Pedro on the side. Luis Enrique, midfielder, right? Yeah, I don't see him in the lineup, the announced lineup for tomorrow. So, Ramos is Portuguese. Oh, Enrique. Oh, that's right. He was hasn't he coached for like Bayern Munich and the Spanish national team and oh, Barcelona, not Bayern Munich. Barcelona, Spain, PSG. Yeah, he's got the guys playing as a team. So, yeah, um be great for Chelsea. It'd be great for their morale if they could win. I think it might even be good for their morale if they could take them to if they lost 1-0 after what PSG did to Real Madrid. It would do their morale good to go to a shootout or if they won the game outright. So, so I got to praise my guys because they're up 2-0. Dawes, great header. I'm going to go back to positive for now. Estival? I don't know. I don't follow the French league, La Ligue, La what is it? Ligue 1. I don't really follow them. So anybody tired? Duro's tired. So for him, to bring Booth over here, bring Asa Hall in here. He can play a competent. Rutledge having a good game. Dawes having a good game. Collins having a good game. All my attackers are having a good game. I pretty much follow. I follow MLS somewhat, but I primarily follow English football, and then keep an eye on some other stuff. Keep an eye on the other four major leagues in Europe, but nothing really in depth as far as that goes. All right, so let's go to the dressing room and start the second half. Dawes doing some overlapping, and then or Martin, and then Dawes doing some overlapping. Oh, good work there. So we're up to 12 shots, 6 on target, 2.11 xG, corners, fouls, yellow cards, 60% possession. All right. Nice save by Can. Nice save. I live in United States Mountain Standard Time, so it's 11 p.m. So you must live on the east coast of Brazil then, huh? Ah, brother. Let's do some subs. Who's tired? Booth is tired. McGavin's tired. Collins is fair. But I think I want to bring Silva on. I'm going to go back to attacking. Belo Horizonte, capital of Minas Gerais. Gerais. Come on, boys. Come on, Dylan. Nice. Stobbs gets a goal. That was very nice build-up play there. De Silva to McGavin, McGavin over to Hansen, Hansen into Stobbs, right in the slot, right at the penalty spot. And full time, we get a win. Only 4 players though. In at 7. De Silva 6.8, 6.7. Pretty good. 6.7, 6.9. All in the high sixes. Here's the heat map. We spent a lot of time in their half of the field. 5 players averaging over the 90 minutes they averaged in their half of the field. They only had 1 player over the 90 minutes averaging it in our half of the field. You can see pretty much we controlled midfield. Controlled the left side. Will Dawes 8.2. "19 shots, 8 on target, 3 goals. Off target 7, woodwork 1, 3 clear cut chances, 5 long shots, 61% possession, 17 corners we had. Wow. but we weren't able to really take advantage of the corners. 9 free kicks, 28 throw-ins. We dominated with 464 passes, crosses completed, tackles 1, headers 1. At least our average rating was over 7. A lot of high-intensity sprints. And 19 shots. I would have liked to have scored more goals than 3. Well done. It's a good win for us. Ben Lynch was complacent because he didn't play. Sorry, Ben. We're up to 9th with on 24 points with 2 games in hand over Chippenham and Southend and Tunbridge, and 1 game in hand over pretty much everybody else. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you why I'm a Chelsea fan. Because in 2010, I believe it was the South Africa World Cup in 2010, I actually started following soccer. I played a very little bit of soccer in grade school. When I was growing up, they didn't have like a competitive soccer teams in our high school or even our grade school systems. The school system I grew up in didn't have competitive, didn't have lacrosse, didn't. All we had was football, basketball, baseball, and hockey. So I played hockey growing up. I played for like 6, 7 years across Pee Wee to Bantam up into high school. I love hockey. They're very similar games. You have an object that you have to get into a net or into a goal. So in 2010, when the U.S. played in the World Cup, I started following. I watched like 3 or 4 of the games, and I remembered how much I enjoyed it from when I was a kid. And so that fall, I don't remember what network it was on. It might have been on Fox at that time, and then it went over to NBC. But it was on cable TV here in the U.S. And so I started watching it Saturday mornings, Sunday morning. I'd watch a game or 2. But for like 3 or 4 weeks, the team that was featured was Chelsea. And this is back when they had Didier Drogba, Frank Lampard, John Terry, Petr Cech in goal, Kevin De Bruyne. I saw him play a couple of times for Chelsea back then. Let's see, Nicholas Anelka, Solomon, I forget what his name was. Who was it? Cole. One of the wingbacks was Cole. Anyways, so I started following Chelsea, and I liked how they played. I didn't know who they were. I think they were in the top maybe 4 or 5 in the league at that time. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what the Champions League was. I didn't know any of that stuff. I didn't know who the owner was. All I knew was I like the way they played. I like the players. I like their energy. I like the way that they played. And I became a Chelsea fan. at that time. After watching only like 3 or 4 games, that's my personality. I became a Chelsea fan. And like a year, maybe 6 months to a year later, I met this guy, a bartender, um, at a local restaurant. We're still friends. He was a Liverpool fan, and he said to me, "You know who Chelsea's owner is, right?" I said, "No." He goes, "Well, he's like a Russian oligarch. He made all of his money, kind of shady deals that he did in oil in Russia." And I'm like, "Well, I didn't choose to follow Chelsea because of the owner. I chose to follow Chelsea because of the team and their style of play and the players and all that." So hey, I like Chelsea. Just like I'm a Green Bay Packer fan. I've been a Green Bay Packer fan since I was 11 years old, and I've always been a Green Bay Packer fan. Yeah, Ashley Cole. Grade school, I think, is until fifth grade, I think. Well, everybody spends a crazy amount of money in transfers, every team. And if they don't have the money, they wish they had the money to spend. I mean, look what Arsenal's doing. They're spending like 150, $200 million this summer in transfers. So if they don't have the money, they wish they did. Maidstone's unbeaten run reaches 10 games. Well, I hope we can beat them. Well, they drew against Slough. Slough's down at the bottom of the table. Got to be pleased with a result and performance as impressive as that. We played some lovely stuff. It was a joy to behold at times. Yeah, see, my only problem with that is that the English FA, the English government, they welcomed in Roman Abramovich with open arms back in when, 2004, 2005, when he first bought the club. They welcomed him in with open arms. Sure, bring your millions and billions of dollars into our country. Bring your money over here. They welcomed him with open arms. And then 20 years later, they kick him out. They kick him to the curb, like, get out of here, you piece of trash. Pretty much is what they were saying. They knew. I mean, come on, you can't tell me that MI5 or MI6, whatever their Secret Service agency is, didn't know that he was involved in what he was doing with oil and stuff like that. They knew. They knew. They wanted his money in the country. They wanted that influx of money. I mean, so to me, it's really hypocritical of the English FA and the English government to say, yes, we want your money, blah, blah, blah. And then 10 years later, when it's not convenient for them to be associated with him, then they kick him out, force him out. I don't know. I think it's just hypocritical of the FA and the English government to do that. They knew exactly who he was, how he got his money. They knew all that stuff before they let him buy the team. And they let him buy the team anyway. So we're in ninth, playing Maidstone and Fort. Hamden and Richmond's doing really good this year. Currently spending 180. Yeah, they got in. They scored their goal. I think it happens every game. Although last year, our starting goalie last year, who is our current backup goaltender, last year he had 15 shutouts, clean sheets. Decent number of passes, 438. Controlled the midfield. None of our 7 shots from outside the penalty box. That's why I don't tell my guys. I tell them don't shoot in the penalty box. They completed about 2/3 of the number of passes that we completed. Oh, you're welcome. Right. Yeah, I just when that whole thing went down, I mean, to me it was just like a witch hunt. They were looking for a scapegoat. The English government was looking for somebody that was involved, that was Russian. He wasn't the only Russian that was targeted, but they were looking for a high profile Russian who they could target and say, get out of our country. Basically, that's what they were doing to show their solidarity, to show that they disagreed with the war, which I do, but also to show their solidarity with Ukraine, which I agree with. But it's hypocritical when 20 years earlier they were pretty much begging him to come into the country and buy the team. I mean, it's just, I know there's a lot of hypocrisy in the world. That's just part of it, but just, you know, for them to stand there and kind of point the finger at him when, what do they say? The old adage is, don't point your finger at somebody else because you have 3 fingers pointing back at you. You know, all these fingers are pointing back at me, so don't point your finger at somebody else. But, they had to find he's basically a scapegoat. He was basically a scapegoat. I got about 10 minutes to go. No, not really. I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to talk about politics. I'd rather talk about football, Chelsea winning the Club World Cup, upsetting, be a huge upset. I don't know what the odds are. I'm not a gambler, so I don't know what the odds are. But, you know, be a huge upset. So the game was on Sunday, right? So I already missed or the game was on Monday. It's already Sunday at 9 o'clock. Tomorrow we're doing the attacking. So I think I'll give them rest this day. Um, no, no. See, I live in the central part of the U.S. Well, between like the Mississippi River and the Rocky Mountains. That's kind of like the central part of the U.S. And most of the games are on the East Coast or the West Coast. And so I'm not going to travel that far to. Besides, I mean, from my experience, it's always better viewing on TV, you know, instant replays. Um, you get the um, expert analysis of the commentators and stuff like that. So extensive knowledge. He does not. He's not under contract anywhere. Mm-hmm. He's probably going to want. He's going to want a lot of money. It doesn't look like he has a. Doesn't look like he has a. Doesn't enjoy big matches though. Doesn't list any shutouts. I guess he didn't have any, huh? Put him on the short list. Made stone. Thanks, Blessed Be. Thank you everyone for coming into chat. Appreciate it. I don't know. I haven't even looked at tickets. Honestly, I haven't even looked. They work really well together. So they're what, a 4-2-3-1. Create excellent chances from set pieces. So we got ads starting up in about 5 minutes, it looks like. So probably after the ads, I'm gonna call it. Recovery match review, recovery match review, recovery match review. Let's see, Aaron Scott is what? Oh, he's 2.5 stars now. That's awesome. He can play here. He can play in midfield. He can play Mazzala. We're going to move him up at 2.5 stars. What kind of wingback attack? Why do you want to put him over here? I think I'd rather put him in the middle. That's really not our midfielder left. Attacking midfielder left. Support. Okay, attacking midfielder left. Winger support. See if we can get him trained for that. Right. Maybe I should put him up here. He's already. He can already do the pressing forward. How about advanced forward? Let's instead train him to do advanced forward attack. Because that's what our tactic is. Let's do advanced forward attack. Austin Booth put very good performance right back in recent training sessions. Weekly staff meeting. Send me a message. He's a free agent. Probably going to want a lot of money. They always want a lot of money. Newport County's guy bet League Two. Oh, he played for Coventry in the championship. No, he didn't. He played in League Two, League One. So they came in for a trial. I mean, I don't know. Played for Man United. Okay, let's go. Honey finish, scouting finished. Superb signing. Let's bring him on a offer for a trial. 7 negatives. Low block, higher defensive line. Yeah, I have they're up there. Biff Gimbal on X, Biff Gimbal on YouTube, Biff Gimbal on um here on Twitch. And then my email, biffgimbal@gmail. Dawes Collins, McGavin, Hanson, Booth. Um, let's bring Kraskin for him. Grachanis. Stobbs to Silva. Stobbs scored. Asa Hall, Lynch, and got some heavies in here. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you can follow me. Um, I appreciate any support, any support. So, so at least everybody up here is they've got match sharpness. Collins is losing a bit, but everybody else is pretty good. But I think I will bring Taylor. He wants to be on the left side. Who could come on for Booth? Duru? Segundo volante. So maybe bring Duru in for Asa Hall. Who's the kid that I just moved up to? Who's the kid that I just moved up? Scott, right? Yeah. Is he so he is central midfield. I need somebody who can play just in midfield. Well, actually I could bring Hansen down. Current ability. Starkey 1. Brooks 1. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Thank you. Thanks, Blessed. Yeah, I just took last night off. I was just tired. I just relaxed a little bit and watched a little TV. I love Sherlock Holmes, so I watched the first um, Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movie. So when I remember, I've been reading Sherlock Holmes since I was probably a teenager, and I have all of the Granada television series with Jeremy Brett, who I consider to be the best Sherlock Holmes ever. But um, but when I went to see when the Robert Downey Jr. the first one came out, Sherlock Holmes, when I went to see it, it kind of dawned on me that Sherlock basically what Arthur Conan Doyle did is he created the first superhero, Sherlock Holmes. Um, just he could do pretty much everything. He could figure out any problem. He was a very skilled boxer. And also in the movie, you'll see him using what are called single sticks. And he was very skilled at single sticks. Um, yeah, just he was a superhero. Well, at the very least, he was like the first action adventure hero. Maybe not a superhero in the lines of like a Superman or one of those guys, but definitely. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. I mean, I like the game. I like playing the game and I'm going to play games anyway. So um so I might as well stream and well, look at their familiarity, man. It's getting up there. Yeah, so he is the original action adventure hero. So we have to win this game to get into the fourth round. To get into the this is the last qualifying round for the FA Cup. So we have to get into the game. So I probably should have a backup goalkeeper. So I'm going to take Stobbs out. I'm going to leave in De Silva, Scott in the midfield, Lynch and Marshall in defense. Now, Scott, I'm going to put in Asa Hall for midfield. I might as well start him and leave Booth out because Booth can also play in defense if I need him in defense. Actually, I've tried to save with Chelsea. Now, I do have a save that I think I'm going to start over. I'm only like a couple of weeks into it, and I started that save about a month ago. I've learned a lot with this Torquay save, but I was watching a streamer called Work the Space, and he shows how to, instead of starting in July, you can start the 2023-2024 season in June before Chelsea made all of those ridiculous moves, all those ridiculous transfer moves and stuff. You can start a save then, and then you have a huge squad, but then you can whittle it down and get some transfer money to get some better players in. But that's when Pulisic was still in the squad. That's when Ariza Balaga was still in the squad. I do want to try to keep Pulisic in the squad, but because I think that Frank Lampard misused him when one of his first starts, Christian Pulisic, he got a hat trick. So you look at that, and then if you're Frank Lampard, you go, okay, well, this is how we're going to play him then in upcoming matches. He didn't do that. He didn't do it. I think Frank Lampard, great player, not so good of a coach, but I think Frank Lampard really did not want an American featuring so prominently in his side. So that's what I think. Yeah. So, anyways, Work the Space showed how to do a save with any team, really. He's basically what you do is in your leagues, you include Bulgaria. Bulgaria's season starts in the first week of June. And then basically what you do is you start off without a team. You put Bulgaria in as one of the playable sides. I'd probably have to try it a couple of different times, but then right at the very end, you pick a team and then you retire. When you get into the actual game, you retire, and then you pick the team that you want to play, which in my case would be Chelsea. So I'd have to watch again and see how he did it. But who's named to the team of the week? Martin again, Hansen, named to the team of the week. Ted Can's peak. Lewis is excellent. Heavy match load. I know, I got you on my short list. Are you confident ahead of the upcoming tie? I would rather focus on the game itself than needlessly discuss it. Oh, yeah, What are you going to do? Yeah. Let's see. We're in ninth still. Hamden and Richmond won 5-1. Wow. They are really good. Player of the week, Paris Locke. Okay, our game is today. Probably at 3 o'clock. Have we dropped any of the heavy stuff? We have. Looks like we have. Good. So I found this out. You guys probably already know this. So I found this out. So light match load means that they have played one game in the previous 2 weeks. If you look under match load light, one match in the last 14 days. Medium means they've played two matches in the last 14 days. And heavy means they have played three matches in the last 14 days. So if you can time it, you can get the heavies down to medium, which then reduces their injury risk. So that's what we did. So he's best as a box-to-box midfielder support. McGavin is central midfielder attack. But also advanced playmaker support or attack. And then Hansen, deep lying playmaker. Let's put him on ball winning midfielder. What is McGavin? See, he'd be better over here, deep lying playmaker. Support. And then Hansen, advanced playmaker? No, he'd be better as box-to-box midfielder support. Oh, that's good. He's got 13 stamina. So what is he is 5'6". He's their striker. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to trap outside. And then he is left only. Show him onto his right foot. And we're going to tightly mark him. Most red cards, huh? Hothead, huh? Left only, so we're going to show you onto your right foot. You're right-footed, so we're going to show you onto your left foot. Lamar, most assists. You are right-footed, so we show you onto your left. And then we're going to trigger a press. And then you are top goal scorer also. Defensive midfielder. It says 0 caps, 0 goals. You are left-footed, so we'll show you over to your right foot. 9 caps, 5 goals. This guy says he's a top goal scorer. Most assists. Trigger you. You're a top goal scorer, but it says you have 0 goals. I'm going to mark you, though. Minimal risk, minimal risk, minimal risk. Okay, Collins can come over here if we need him in. De Silva can move in there. Actually, Sinclair could play over here. So I don't know if I need Lynch in there. So let's see. He could go in for Rutledge. De Silva could come in for either of them. Booth could come in for anybody in midfield or as a center back. Marshall can come in for Rowe, or Booth can come in for Krask also. What is this league? This is the Vanarama National South League. So you got the Premier League, and then you've got the championship is over here. And then you've got Sky Bet League 1, Sky Bet League 2, and then you've got the Vanarama National League, and then you've got Vanarama National League North and South. So Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2, Vanarama National League, North and South. North and South are they're equal. They're the 6th tier of English football. No, it's not a mod. It's just it's in the game. Oh, do I get to have? I do get to have 7, don't I? I forgot. Let's put Lynch in then, and Duru. Let's put in You got Barnes, De Silva, Kurichanis. He can play in midfield also. And then Booth, Lynch, and Marshall are defenders and midfielders. So Kurichanis can play in midfield. Booth can play in midfield. I'm glad I caught that. Of course, the game probably would have warned me anyway. Feels the team instructions. Feels working the ball in the box. Pleased to be back in the team. Feels confident in the team's tactical shape. Good. So we're playing a. Oh, come on. Let's get tighter passing. Guys, I told you I don't want you just lumping the ball down the field. Oh, there it is. He's offside. He's offside. He's offside. He was offside. They're going to show us the line. Oh, right there. I mean, we're okay. We're doing okay on possession. Leave it positive. Let's encourage the team. One shot on target. They score. Watch their runs. Here you go. I told you to watch their runs. All right, well, let's. Oh, brother. We got to control the game more. I told you to watch these guys. Was he offside? No, because Taylor Sinclair played him onside again. 2 shots, 2 goals. So here I go again, changing things. I mean, Maidstone is below us in the league. Don't make it 3 of 3. Come on, guys. Don't go 3 of 3. No, it's okay. I'm gonna have to go attacking. Can is keeping us in the game. Got 7 shots. Don't just head the ball out of bounds, Lewis. Come on. Ah, brother. Yeah, let's try to get Cole before halftime. He just wings it over there. Work the ball in the box. That's the instruction. Get the ball up in the air. Float it. Eight shots, 1 on target. 61% possession. And look at how we're controlling. Well, the reason we have that cross completion ratio is because I need to change the crosses back to I need to change into floated or mixed. I don't know how to read Celsius, no. See, now I'm changing all this stuff again. How about distribute quickly? I'd kind of like to keep this up here. Maybe play a standard defensive line. You have been terrible. Come on, guys, try to generate some offense. What's better? The board's going to be mad at me if we don't win this one. Ah, brother. Collins is having a good game. We'll put him on Masala. Pep talk. Come on, guys. Counterattack. Come on. Come on, Dylan. Drive in, drive in, drive in. There it is. Nope. Rutledge missed it again. How many shots has Rutledge had? Rutledge has had 3 shots, none on target. Okay, well, Rutledge, I'll tell you what. We're gonna bring on Barnes. I am going to demand more. They didn't react well to that. Over again. We're going to get bounced out of the FA Cup and the board's not going to be happy. Let's see. Demand more. Game over. Unbelievable. You guys were very poor today. You were not worth the price of admission. So now the club vision failed. Reach the FA Cup proper. Failed. Required. Yeah, I mean, they had how many shots on target? 8 shots, 5 on target. We had 16 shots, 1 shot on target. I mean, I don't even know why I have these guys. I don't even know why I go in there and I change the training for them to be finishing. That's what that attacking direct and attacking the other attacking things that we do is the number one thing is finishing. We had 16 shots, none on target. We had a higher XG than they did. We outpossessed them. Oh, it said that down here. And the board is disappointed the team only reached the fourth qualifying round. However, they understand the team had a difficult draw. So last year, when we had Aaron Jarvis, and if I ever do this save again, I will pay Aaron Jarvis whatever he wants. Because last year he had 34 goals. He had like 3 games where he scored a hat trick. And we last year we beat what team was it? They were 50 teams above us. So they were in League Two. They were towards the top of League Two. And we beat them. And that was in the first regular round of the FA Cup. And then we in the next game we were up against Blackburn, who were 100 spots ahead of us in the pyramid, and we lost to them 3-0. So Maidstone is below us in the table, and they beat us. They're like what, 6, 7 spots below us in the table. They're not. They're in the bottom half of the table, and they beat us 2-0 on 8 shots. And we had 16 shots. We can only get 1 on goal. That's just. Yeah, I have a set piece goal, but I've changed some of their set piece stuff because I want my central defenders on attacking set pieces. I want them, um, on um, the posts, the different posts. And my set piece coach had one of them taking the kicks because, he's got the best corner kick ability. I'm like, no, I want his 6'2" body on a post, not taking a kick. Yeah, it's not so much this 2-0. It's that we didn't score a goal on 16 shots. I mean, why do I even go in here and do this kind of stuff where I change this stuff around? Um, where I put in there attacking patient. That's finishing. That's one of the things they work on is finishing. When I go in to do attack direct, dribbling and finishing, you know. Why do we even go in there and change this stuff when, like over here, this week, 2 days ago, we worked on attacking patient, attacking direct, attacking wings, and we get 1 shot on goal. See, this is the kind of coach you hear me right now. You hear me right now as a coach. This is how I would be. Why do I even waste my time? And I'd have to baby these guys because lots of athletes are babies. They want to be babied. They want to be coddled and cuddled, and they want to be told, oh, it's okay, you guys, it's all right, it's fine. That's what they want. They don't want to be told the truth. As a result of concentrating on training as a striker, Lewis Collins will gradually forget what he has learned about playing as a left winger. Now that's not that is not true. Come on. That is not real life. That is not real life. That is FM the game. Did the club give me any money? See, we need an FA Cup run because we're losing money this year. Do not know how this club is operating. I don't know what they're doing with the money. It's crazy. Well, that's it for me for tonight. We lost. And I got to go to bed. I should have gone to bed. I had my alarm set for 11:30 and it's now quarter after midnight. So, go over here. Let's save the game again, just because I don't trust computer games to actually save properly when you do it the first time. And then we're going to close the game and exit the game. Hey, everybody, thanks for coming in tonight. Appreciate it. I'll keep playing. I didn't tell you guys last season how, oh, blessed you may know, how last season in the month of November, December, January, and February, this is my second season with Torquay. But last season, my first season, we had the top goal scorer in the league. He was the top player in the league. He had the highest average rating. Aaron Jarvis. He scored 35 goals in the league. Last November, December, January, February, we lost three. Over that 4-month period, we lost 3 games. In the last 7 games of the season, we lost 5 games. And that just told me that we were challenging for automatic promotion. And we went from 4th in that stretch where we went from 4th down to 8th. And then we got back up to 6th. We got into the playoffs. We lost the first round of the playoffs. But when we lost those 5 league games in like the last 7, 8 games of the season last year, after the previous 4 months only losing a total of 3 games, when we lost those 5 games, it just told me that FM decided that our season was over. You're not going to challenge to win the league. You're going to get into the playoffs, but your run is done, basically. And I got so frustrated, I was just about ready to quit the game. Because to me, that was just that was a total outlier. I got FM'd the last month of the season. So tomorrow, yeah, I'll probably be on tomorrow night. We'll see. I've been playing a lot of FM, and I'm not an FM streamer. I'm a variety streamer. So at some point, I will probably start playing something else, at least to maybe mix in something else with FM. Because I'm not a Football Manager content creator. I'm not a Football Manager streamer. I'm trying to learn the game because I want to learn the game, and I figure if I'm going to learn the game, I might as well learn the game on stream. But this club is very tough. It's very hard sledding. Last year, if you play Torquay in FM24, you start the 2023 season, you start with negative 10 points because the team went into administration in 2022, 2023. So you get docked 10 points. So when your season starts, you start in 24th place with negative 10 points, and everybody else starts with 0. And from there, we got up to 6th place, 80 points. If you had given us back those 10 points, we would have had 90 points. We had the best goal differential in the league. We had the top goal scorer in the league. Yeah. But that was then, this is now. Oh, it's okay. Anyways, let me see if I can throw you guys over to a FM streamer raid browser. So, well, thanks everybody for coming in. Blessed be Highbrow, Higherbrow, Mafione, Matus, Scotsman. Thanks for coming in. Oh, I gotta come back over here and click on that and go here. I'll try to find an English streamer. Let me see if this is. How about this one? Okay. Let's see. Spanish. Looks like Japanese or Chinese. English. This is USL to UCL, year 6, MLS preseason. He's got 5 viewers. Now, just so you guys know, my stream is it's a family-friendly stream. No profanity, no sexual innuendo, no vulgarity. But when I send you on a raid like this, I can't guarantee that in their channel because I don't know who Mike D92 is. But we can go over and raid and throw him some viewers. Looks like he's been on for about 2 hours. Okay, here we go. Thanks everybody for coming in. Let me go back. Thanks everybody for coming in. Oh, as I like to say, wherever you are in the wide world, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, or night, put yourself in a position to be blessed and be blessed. And we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.